Breathing and bracing. So we get asked the question all the time is, how can I use my breath to help assist me in my training? And it's a great question, but what I try to do is I try to make it simple and help athletes understand one main thing. An organized trunk is going to help you create a stable surface. So I'm going to use the front squat as an example. If I'm observing an athlete and their primary respiratory movers are their chest and their traps, I can guarantee that when I get them into a front rack position, they're going to have limited thoracic mobility. Now, I always try to preach to athletes that in regards to the front squat, success in that movement is going to be indicative of how well can I maintain that front rack position throughout the full squat. Now, if I have somebody who has limited thoracic mobility, I can guarantee that that area up at the first rib is probably pretty junky, right? And they're going to have a little bit more of a rounded back so that the stable surface that they're creating is actually smaller. So when it comes into to using our breath with that, it's important that athletes know that when I take a big deep breath, it's not just breathing into my belly, right? What I want to do is I want to take a big deep breath and I want my rib cage to move down and out first, right? So using the diaphragm to move down and out. But in context of the front squat, the next thing I want to do is I then want to breathe into that bar, right? To create a stable surface, which is going to allow a really strong platform. You know, an organized trunk, right, or pardon me, a braced trunk is going to support an organized shoulder complex, which is going to allow me to be more successful in that movement. Now, again, going back to the athlete who has some limited thoracic mobility, it's going to be important that we address that first, right? Because if we don't, it's always going to compromise their breathing mechanics, and it's going to limit their ability to brace effectively, right? So we're going to need to clear up that area in the first rib. You know, we're going to need to clear up the area in the traps. Probably going to have to do some gut smashing to help them understand that creating a stable platform is really indicative of how can I get myself organized first, right? Once athletes understand that, okay, I'm organized in a position and I can maintain that throughout the entirety of the movement, they're going to be able to use their breath effectively so that they can brace well.